This is Sports Matters with Jerry Coughlan.
It's so retro.
We cover all the biggest sports on the planet. MMA, boxing, snooker, football, darts, you name it, and we cover it. Check out all the latest interviews with Jerry and the Stars weekly on Sports Matters.
So welcome to Sports Matters with me, Jerry Coughlan. I'm joined by one of the biggest prospects in boxing as we speak, Quigley. How's things, my man?
The very best, Jerry, the very best. Can't complain.
You're at the moment, I believe. You were back home for a while in Donegal, but what way is the weather in LA at the moment? I have to ask because I'm quite jealous.
To be honest, it's pretty good, so it is. It's like that all year round, so it is. But I was back for just about 10 days back in Ireland, and the weather was amazing back there as well. So I was a wee bit spoiled when I went back home. I had great weather there, and then I was back out here to more great weather. So everything's going well for me. I can't complain.
Everywhere you go, you seem to have, you have that good luck, and, you have that natural swagger. So I've got to ask you, you've had such an amazing amateur career. Can you tell us what got you involved in boxing first day?
Well, to be honest with my father, he was a boxer and was a national champion at amateur level and everything as well. And it was really my father, he used to train in the kitchen back at home. We used to live in a council house in Lahi in Donegal, and Dad used to be training in the kitchen and doing bits of skipping and sit-ups and stuff like that. And as the boy that was sitting up on the worktop playing the music for him, being his DJ to keep him motivated.
So that's pretty inspirational stuff. And you obviously followed in his footsteps. Of course, in 2009 you won the European Youth Championships. What age did you start boxing at?
To be honest, I went to my first boxing club when I was 10 years of age, and that was St. John Bosco Club in Donegal Town. And my father took me there, and from the first night, I think Dad seen something in me, that there was a bit of natural ability there, obviously what I came from himself, and after that then we moved to Ballybuffet, and that's where I joined the Twin Towns Boxing Club then, down there, the club my father used to box for when he was a kid and everything. And then my father started out his own Finn Valley Boxing Club, and which is still there now and being very successful with all the lads in there, and the young boxers as well, it's doing brilliant.
That's great to hear. It's always good, when it's in the family to keep it going as well. And, you know what I mean? I remember, I've seen you box myself in person. I think it was actually your last ever amateur fight in Cork. You boxed in the Rochestown Park Hotel. But, for you, was it a hard decision to switch to the professional ranks? Because, you won the 2013 European Championships. You were ranked number 1 in the world and in, European. And of course, they were saying, and of course we're all so certain that your place was certain in the 2016 Olympics. But, was it that hard to kind of, switch, or did you find it an easy choice?
No, definitely. It was probably one of the hardest decisions I had to make in my life and career as of yet. I'm still young, you know what I mean? But it was still a hard decision. Me and my father weren't used to this because all we wanted to do was get in the gym and get into the ring and fight, whereas all this was done outside the ring, you know what I mean? It was contracts and phone calls and meetings and all this kind of stuff that we weren't used to. We were used to getting into the ring and getting into the gym and working hard and performing, and it was very different, but it was a great experience. It was a great life experience, and it was also great, to have all them opportunities, these guys looking to sign you up, and all these opportunities sitting there at your hand. It was great also, and it was a great confidence for me as well. But it definitely was a hard decision. But at the end of the day, I went with my gut feeling, what was in my heart. I always wanted to be a professional world champion, and I did everything at amateur level, bar go to the Olympic Games. And it was another 4 years to the Olympics, and I was like, do I really want to hang around that long? And You know what I mean? And professional boxing, it's a different sport compared to amateur boxing. And for me to turn professional early and at a young age, you know, it was vital for me as well because it helped me get into. Look at me now, you know what I mean? My next fight's going to be my 12th pro fight, and you know I've come on leaps and bounds, learned so much inside and outside the ring, you know, in life and everything. Moving over here to LA, you know, so it definitely was the right decision, and I'm absolutely delighted with the decision that I make, you know. But I'm wishing all the lads all the best now in the Olympics. You know, we nearly have a full team qualified, which is absolutely amazing. And, you know, I really hope they go on and do really well because I can see them winning more than one gold medal as well.
Yeah, and I have to say it because obviously I'm a big boxing fanatic, but I have no doubt if you went to the Olympics, you would have won that gold medal. So I know you probably get that a lot, but you definitely would have won that gold medal, I think. So, you know, I had to put that in there. But, so you signed with easily the biggest promotion team in the world, Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, unreal stable. They produce, you know, easily the biggest fights in the world at the moment. What was it like to sign for the biggest brand out there?
As I say, you know, to be honest, it was such a confidence booster for me, you know, to have these people wanting to put a lot of money into me and, you know, having faith in me and, you know, to take me to the next level in my career and in my life. You know, it was unbelievable, to be honest. You know, it was very hard to take in as well, to be honest. You know, I was sitting in Oscar's office just looking at him and him telling me how great I am and what he thinks I can do as a professional and for Golden Boy and all this. And I'm sitting there, I don't know if I even took in what he was saying. I was just staring at him like, Jesus, Oscar sitting there across from me. You know, definitely, but it was unbelievable, you know, and the reason also that I went with Golden Boy, I think, is because, you know, I've met with a lot of promoters and everything, but Oscar has been inside the ring, has been through a lot inside and outside of the ring, you know, and to have that man's experience, like no other promoter can offer that, you know what I mean? So that was one of the main reasons, and the whole team in Golden Boy is absolutely amazing. It's like a family in there, you know, and absolutely delighted with them, and we're getting on great, and we're going to make big things happen, that's for sure.
I have no doubt about that. And as it stands, you're 11-0, and you've got 9 KOs. Tell us about that debut fight, July 12th, and of all places, I'd say you easily dreamed about it, MGM Grand.
It was unbelievable, so it was. I remember, like, the first times that I really wanted to be a boxer was watching Marco Antonio Barrera when he fought Prince Nassim, and you know, watching that fight in the MGM, and I stayed up till like 3 or 4 in the morning, I think it was, with my dad, and you know, I was watching it, and you seen the Barrera walk out, and you could see the big MGM sign in the background before he came out into his walkout. And then I was making that walk, and when I seen the MGM sign, is the first thing I thought of was when I was watching Barrera, and I was like, geez, this is unbelievable. You know, but then when I went out into the stadium for the ring walk, there's probably like 15, 20 people there, and half of them, the whole lot of them were probably my family and friends, you know what I mean? So the aim and the goal now is to fill the MGM Grand Arena with my family, with the Irish, with the supporters and fans that have followed me down through the years as an amateur and the pro. You know, that's the goal now.
It's definitely going to happen because you have a massive following. Like, anywhere you go, like, and you know, you talk to any lad about Irish boxing, your name is always the first name to come up. You know, you'll always have you know, Jason, and then you know, they'll mention Carl Frampton, and you know, but like you've done such amazing stuff in you know, in a space of 2 years, 3 years. And like, your last fight was, I really enjoyed it. James De La Rosa, very seasoned fighter, very tough fight for you, but flying colours, you passed that. Made it look so easy. Yeah,
you know, it was a massive step up for me, you know, on paper, like, this guy should have took me out of there, you know. He was 26 fights with 23 wins and only 3 losses, like, and, you know, I'm 11-0 just, you know what I mean? I'm a novice to the professional game, really, compared to him. And, you know, I remember going into Vegas, and they had all the betting up, and they had me a massive favourite. And I was looking, and I was thinking, geez, what's going on here? Because, you know, I expected to be in a real tough fight, and I knew this was a fight that can catapult my career, to a different level again, and to show people what I'm made of and what I'm here to do. And I was lucky, and that's exactly what happened, because it was a great fight. It was a great venue. It was a great opponent. Everything worked out great, and I put in a great performance and got the victory and got the vital 10 rounds under my belt as well, which was great and which I was very happy with, so it's just keep climbing the ladder now and keep knocking these guys down until I get that belt.
That's what you can do. And what's next? Can you give us any hints? Any hints to your next fight? Can you tell us what might be in the pipeline?
To be honest, I'm going to be meeting Golden Boy next week now. I'll be back in the Golden Boy offices having a meeting with Oscar and the team and, planning out what's next for us. Hopefully be back out again now in August, September time again. Yeah. And that's the plan, to be back out again now, end of August or early September.
That sounds good. And it's such an amazing division at the moment. What kind of fights are you looking at for the future? I know you're very, obviously, you take one fight at a time, but what kind of fights do you want in the next couple of years?
To be honest, I don't call nobody out, or I'm not, of course I'm looking at the likes of Coughlan, Canelo, Saunders, these are the guys that have what I want. They have the world title belt. That's what I've turned professional for, is to get not just one, but all them belts. That's what I'm out to do. And, obviously they're the guys I'm looking at now. I'm studying them, I'm watching them, seeing what they're doing, because they are champions. They're obviously doing the right thing, so trying to pick up on their weaknesses and trying to see what their good strengths are and everything like that, so these are the guys that I'm watching. But whenever my opportunity comes, who's to say that these guys are going to be the champions still? Whoever has the belts, that's who I want. And right now, obviously, Golovkin, Canelo, these are all the guys out there that are the champions and the big names. Them's the guys that I want. Them's the guys that I want to be sharing the ring with and getting in there and, testing myself, to be honest.
We can't wait for that. We know in the near future it's going to happen. We know in the near future, so we look forward to them big fights. So as you've seen recently, of course, we were talking about the whole amateur thing and the Olympics at the start of the show, but as you know now, there's kind of a new law there where professionals can actually fight in the Olympics. Do you agree with this, or do you think it's it's something that should have just been left alone?
To be honest, it's a wee bit confusing, you know what I mean? Of course it was tempting also for me, I think, it could have been a good opportunity for me at the same time because, I'm really fresh to the professional game as well, do you know what I mean? So I still have a lot of my amateur experience very, very close hand because it hasn't been long since I was an amateur as well. But to be honest, any professional, good, like your world champion professional that goes into the Olympic Games, has everything playing against them because a professional boxer that used to go in 12 rounds is only warming up after 3. The weigh-ins, they come down in weight so much, the professional fighters, and then they fuel back up. It's hard to keep that weight going. The World Championships, I had 5 fights in 7 days, and you had to weigh in every day. That's not easy either. And that's just something the professionals aren't used to. So, when you sit back and look at it, I think it's a bad move for the professionals to make that move. The amateurs are to be honest, I would back any amateur, world champion amateur against the world champion professional over 3 rounds. So I would. I don't think it's a good move for a professional fighter to enter the Olympic Games because it's under amateur rules.
I agree with you 100%. I'd say it'd be interesting to see what actually happens. I can't see that many world champion professionals, make the cross, but there's been 1 or 2 monitored like that. Armia Cassidy wants to do it, and I know, I think Chris Eubank Jr. was on about it, but as you said, the amateur, they'll be able to trap straight away, because they're used to them 3 rounds, they're used to the shorter kind of period of fights where, it might take a pro a bit longer to kind of find the groove. So it would be interesting to see what actually happens. But I think it was a bad move it's a game changer, if you ask me, in the wrong kind of direction.
Definitely, without a doubt.
And I just have to ask you, last thing, because we're out in LA and stuff, you always hear about the glamour and all that kind of stuff. It's an awesome place. Do you see many celebrities around? You know, obviously I bumped into a lot of all-time great boxers at the MGM and kind of fights and stuff. But who have you bumped into? Have you seen Robbie Keane? Have you seen any of the Irish?
Yeah, like I've met Robbie Keane, and I've met Steven Gerrard. Last night I was at a movie premiere and met Jordana Brewster, the actor from The Fast and the Furious. Absolutely gorgeous, so she is. And I've met Jared Butler from 300 and P.S. I Love You.
Yeah, Scottish lad. Nice lad, actually.
Yeah, and I've also met David Duchovny from the X-Files and everything. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. You be sitting there talking to them and everything like that, and you be just like, what's going on here? It is the land of opportunities out here. The people you meet is unbelievable, and the opportunities is unbelievable, and I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm so lucky and blessed to be given this opportunity to be out here and to have this great life experience. And God knows where it'll take me. I'm out here on a mission to become world champion, and that's what I plan to do, and along the way, I'm really enjoying it and meeting some amazing people also.
Well, you're in the right hands, the whole country's behind you, we've been behind you since day one. We have no doubt the big fights are going to come, and we know you're going to get through them. Them titles will be there as well. Jason, as always, it's an absolute honour speaking to you. We'll have all the links and stuff on the SportsMatters page and on Twitter soon. Hopefully we'll see you back in Ireland soon as well. And are you watching the Euros at the moment? Obviously, being a Dirty Home man, obviously we all like the football and stuff. What do you think of the game last night? Did you get a chance to watch it with a time difference, or?
To be honest, I didn't. I was in the gym whenever they were playing, but I was keeping up to date on Twitter and everything like that, and I saw the highlights and everything. The lads are doing absolutely amazing. I hope they can carry on the performance. I hope that performance against Italy gives them confidence, and they bring it in now and believe in themselves, because that's number one. If they believe that they can go out there now on Sunday and put in another great performance and won, there's no reason why they can't. They're good enough, they're capable enough, they have the right men behind them, and I want to wish them the very best of luck, and I hope the lads in green do it for sure.
We'll pass on a message, and of course we owe France one as well, so we're not forgetting that. And the fans have been great, as you know. You've probably seen all the videos on Facebook and Twitter. The Irish fans are they're lighting up France at the moment, so that's what we like to see. And our next one is to follow you. Them World Titles are going to be over in legions of armies to support you, so we look forward to that.
Definitely, I can't wait to have you all over and rocking America, showing them what we're made of.
Of course. Yes, an honour as always. We appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. We're going to let you go back to your busy schedule. We know you're back training at the moment, so we're going to leave you at it. It means a lot, so thank you.
Thanks for having me, lads. Really appreciate it.